Hey everyone, this is Matt from Arctic Edge, and I came out here today to play with this. So this is, it's got some snow on it, this is a $20 Harbor Freight fireman's hatchet that I reprofiled for something that I could use out in the woods a little bit better. So this is 20-inch handle. The head when I bought it said it was 2 pounds. So what I did was I put a deep beard into it, and I beveled that a little bit just to make it nice and smooth. And then this back spike used to come all the way down to there. So I reprofiled that, put a bevel in the top and bottom, and then tried to get some of the red paint off it. I think I still need some work on it, but right now it's good enough to test its function. And what I really want to test today is, when I'm out in the woods, I really like having a back spike on my tomahawk or my one-handed axe. It just has a lot of good uses out in the woods, more so than a hammer pole I found. So the main things that I like that spike for is I like to be able to dig with it. Whether I'm digging a fire pit or a latrine or whatever, instead of carrying a shovel, if I've got an axe with a good sturdy spike on it, I can use that just like a pickaxe and get myself a hole. The other thing that I use it for is, you can see it's winter. The lake has probably got 18 inches, 2 feet of ice on it at least. The river, when I was out at the river for my last video for the winter shelter, the river is frozen probably 20 feet on either side, and that ice isn't sturdy to walk on. So a lot of the times if I'm out multiple nights in the winter, you can either boil snow or you can chip through the ice and get to some water underneath it. So I like to have something I can chip through the ice with, and that's what I use this for. And then I don't have to sacrifice the edge on my axe. And then the last thing I like it for is, if you've ever worked in a lumber yard, if you've seen a picaroon, it's just that. It's an axe handle with a spike on it, and you use that to pick a log or a board and pull it where it needs to go. And I've just found that handy when I'm out. If you've got a log on the fire and maybe your fire is sputtering out, but that log has still got some embers on it, it's hot, instead of looking for some gloves, or if you don't have gloves trying to wrestle it away, you can just pick it, pull it out of the way. Or if I'm out here and I've got to knock a tree down, instead of wrestling a log and drag it, I can stab it and drag it along. Just a handy tool to have. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here where the lake level rose up quite a bit before our first big freeze. So I've got ice blocks floating around here in the woods that are up off the ground that are, they look about 6 inches thick. I don't think I'm going to try to get through all 6 inches, but it'd be nice to know this can perform if I need to get through the ice. So let's see what happens and see if this thing breaks. All right, so you can see here, that's a bit more than a hand width, so maybe about 4 inches. So I just want to make sure that if I had to get water through that, I could. And you can see right here, this is what this was. This was where the water level of the lake came up so high. We had so much rain this fall and this early winter that this here was the lake water. And then the water receded after this froze, and this stayed in place, stuck to a couple of trees. So that's how this big block of ice got here. So let's see what happens. Wow. I actually wasn't expecting that. Now, I'm not doing a forged in fire thing. I'm not trying to break the axe. I want to see if it functions. But I really wasn't expecting it to work that well. All right. I'd say that's a win. I'm looking at my spike here. I could have cleaned up the bevels a little bit, but I was just anxious to get this outside. But I'm not seeing any chips or bends or dings on this, so that's pretty awesome. I'm happy to see that. So next thing I want to do is see if this will dig through frozen ground. And this ground has got a layer of ice on it. Everything around here does. So if I want to dig a hole for a fire pit or a piss pot, this is what it has to go through anyways. So let's see how it does. I'm much more worried about the ice than I was this. But let's see. Well, that's just ice again anyways. This is why you work with gloves when you go outside. Let's see if I can find some dirt under here. But I'm thinking, if this has no problem chipping through ice like this, ah, there we go, I think I found some dirt. Oh, more ice. But I think there's some dirt. I think, there we go. If this is gonna chip through ice that easily and not take any damage, yeah, there we go. There's some loam. I've hit the soil. And that's all nice and moist. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wrong side. The whole point is not to screw up my axe edge. Well, all right. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's a $20 buy. And all total, it took me, maybe 2 hours, just because I had to go back and forth between doing other stuff at the house and reprofiling this. So I think that's a pretty good purchase there. And I'm kind of anxious to take this out in the woods and try it on an overnighter and see how it does. But all right, so that's the modified Harbor Freight Fireman's Hatchet. And that looks like that's going to be a good little woods axe. So I hope you liked the video. I'll be posting up the video where I modify this, hopefully end of this weekend. I just have to do the edits. And I'll see you next time.